Namaste, yogis. Welcome to your practice. Do you ever have one of those days where you're overthinking? You are doing a lot of scheduling and troubleshooting and organizing, and then you get done with your day and you're hoping for a yoga class where you don't have to think too much. Well, that's this practice. Let's get to our mat. All right, yogis, let's come into child's pose. So bring your big toes together. I'm gonna give you lots of options today. Knees can be together or apart. The arms could extend out in front of you for extended child's pose. You have an option of bending the elbows and resting the forearms to the ground as you soften. You could also cross your forearms if you're not feeling that flexible and you need to rest your head on your forearms. And for a little bit more sensation, you can slide the hands back towards the feet, ankles, or shins. So some version where you can get fairly comfortable and you can allow your day to melt away. In this practice, I'm going to be guiding you through almost every step and every sensation. So you don't have to think about anything. You can just feel the body and kind of balance out the left side, right side of the brain. Give yourself a big inhale and slow exhale. Soften your shoulders, your lower back, and bring your awareness to all the sensation in the body, maybe stress or tension or tightness. And give yourself a couple of really deep inhalations. And when I say that, I mean fill up the lungs completely, empty the lungs completely. Now, I'm not going to be guiding you through any pranayama, but if you have pranayama practice in your yoga practice, by all means, go right ahead. Other than that, nice, gentle, mindful inhalations and exhalations. Gently bring yourself up into table pose. Hands come under shoulders, knees under hips. On your inhalation, lift your chin, lift your chest, scoop the tailbone up. Think about creating as much space from your belly button to your chin. And draw the shoulders down and away from the ears. And in this cow pose, press your right hip out as far as you can go. And you're always welcome to move your hands and knees to make sure you can be stable. And then draw those hips forward and back. So you just feel the hip move in its socket. And you also may feel the groin as well. I do. And then give yourself a couple of moments here to just move forward and back. This practice is about intimacy, finding connection and awareness to the body. And once we have connection to the body, then we can actually figure out what our needs are, and then we can take care of ourselves in that way. Come back to center. Back to that cow, so nice and open through the front body. Again, draw the shoulders down and away from the ears. Keep pushing the heart away from the floor. Even lift the chin, even wag the jaw a bit. And then left hip presses out towards the left. Again, you can move your hands around a bit. You can go as far as you can until that sensation is manageable. And then again, a little bit forward and back. This could be actually, it could be a bigger movement as well. It could be hips towards heels and maybe hip bone towards the ground. So that movement is well as well. Keep in mind, you're always curious in practice and you're kind of figuring out what is working for you today. And that may mean moving fast, moving slow, having intense sensation or subtle sensation. All that stuff is fine. Just make sure you're taking care of your needs. Back to center. One more cow. Breathe here. Wag the side body and the tail. And then tuck your chin, round the spine into cat. So think about space between the shoulder blades, chin towards chest. Tuck that tailbone as you draw the belly up and in, and press the tops of the feet into the ground. That'll give you a little bit more space. Inhale back to cow, and then exhale into cat. Into neutral spine, knees a little bit closer together. Straighten your right leg, roll that right ankle, wiggle the toes, and flex the foot. Draw your right knee towards your right arm. It could be the wrist, could be the elbow, could be the armpit. And then inhale, extend, lengthen. Heel lifts, chin and chest lifts. I want you to pay attention to your lower back. Take that right knee underneath the body towards that left arm. It may touch, it may not. No worries. And then inhale, extend, lengthen, lift. And then that knee towards the belly, the chest, or the chin. Then just gently step the right foot forward. Walk that foot a little bit farther forward. Keep the hands down. Draw the hips forward as you find that extension through the back of the leg. Lift the heart, lift the chin and chest. So options, hands stay down. Hands could be on blocks. Hands could be up to the right thigh, or arms could reach up. So some version where the hips are sinking forward, the heart is lifting and you're extending again, right? Maybe it's down, maybe it's up. I'm just want you to pay attention to the left hip flexor, the top of the left thigh, okay? So another breath here. You could even press the top of the left foot into the ground to activate that hip flexor. Wherever you are now, bring the hands down, draw the hips back halfway. So right knee is bent. We're gonna square the pelvis, so the right hip draws back and the left hip draws forward. Roll onto your right heel and flex that foot enough where you feel subtle sensation in the calf in the back of the knee. Soften or press the belly chest towards the thigh. Give yourself a breath here to feel what's going on. Now, this is where you can start to adjust a little bit. You could straighten that knee more or less. You can wave the toes to the front of the mat like rolling onto the heel. You could also draw your hip all the way back towards your heel as you lean forward. And then last option, you can start to roll over the left toes and have a version of a, let's say, a split, right? So some version there. Deep inhalation, slow exhalation. Consider when you get into all these poses to soften and surrender first, see how the sensation works, and then maybe push or press to sensation that is needed. All right, the right knee bends, right foot finds the floor, right hand inside right leg. Scoot that right foot out to the right, drop the right knee out, draw the hips left and right. Now you could be on your fists if your wrists are sensitive. You could also lower your elbows to, let's say, a block if you have it. You could also lower the elbows to the ground. And then if you want more, I'm just going to rotate here. If you want more, you could take the right hand to the right thigh with a little external rotation. Don't push, but creating space within this crease of the right hip. And from here, you could reach the right arm up. You can roll that wrist. You could take the right hand towards the lower back. And then lastly, you can bend that left knee. And with that left hand, grab foot, ankle, or shin. Ooh. That's a doozy for me. So find the version and then breathe deeply. And if you can't breathe gently, mindfully, well, maybe you're doing a little too much, okay? All right. Let everything go, draw the hips back, bring the hands down, come back into child's pose. Soften here for a moment. Feel again the lower back, the fronts of the ankles, the knees. Support yourself in any way that supports the body. And again, this practice is about feeling. You're not thinking about doing something. You let the body decide, which means you need a little bit of patience. And then inhale. Table pose, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Let's do just 2 rounds of cats and cows. So the inhalation takes you into cow. The exhalation takes you into cat. And you're just going to repeat that. We're just going to make sure that we know where our physical center is and our lower back is taken care of. And when you're ready, spread your fingertips nice and wide. Bring your knees a little bit closer together. Straighten that left leg. Roll the ankle. Wiggle the toes. Flex the foot. And then just a little bit of movement. Left knee towards left arm. Again, it doesn't have to touch, although it may. Where it touches is up to you. And on your inhalation, extend. The heel lifts, the chin and chest lift. That's going to wake up the lower back. Left knee comes underneath the body. Just this twisting is nice for the side body, your strength of the obliques. Inhale, extend and lengthen, heel lifts, again waking up the back. Left knee towards belly, chest, or chin. Stay here for a moment, and then left foot steps forward. You can grab it and you can pull it forward if you like. But again, we're going to take the hands down. We're going to draw the hips forward and down. I'm not a huge fan of the knee passing the ankle, although some people are fine with it. So just pay attention to this left knee. Make sure it doesn't bother you at all. Hips are sinking forward. Another area that you may want to pay attention to is the right kneecap. So sometimes that could be a little bit sensitive, especially if you're tight in the hip flexors. So maybe slide something soft, like a sock or a blanket or whatever is soft. As your hips draw forward, the heart lifts. And then you have those same options. You can stay here by pressing the top of the right foot into the ground, or maybe taking the hands up to the thigh, or reaching the arms all the way up. Whatever is working for you, Dave. If you do this version, right, you can do whatever you would like with your arms. You could interlace fingers. So keep your practice creative and add what you need. And on your exhalation, bring the hands down. And then you're going to draw those hips back halfway. Again, we're going to kind of dial into this practice, this asana first. So draw that left hip back, right hip forward. Roll onto the heel to wake up a little bit of the calf and the back of the knee. Bend and straighten the left knee just so you get a sense of the sensation and feeling. And then from here, we soften and surrender. Bring awareness to sensation. We ask the body, what do I need? Right? Do I need more sensation? If so, I can roll onto the heel as I find all these different movements through these muscles and connective tissue in the back of the leg. I can bend and straighten the knee to find where that sensation shows up. I can soften or press the belly, chest towards the thigh. And you can explore all those things, and we're not rushing too much in and out of these poses, so there's time. When you are ready, left knee bends, left foot finds the floor, left hand inside left leg. Draw the hips forward and down. Drop that knee out. Be careful of your left ankle. I don't want you to collapse in the ankle, so if you need to, flex that foot a bit. Movement left and right, same option. So onto the fists to kind of support the wrists, or elbows to block or floor. And then maybe you have that twist, so left hand rotates the left thigh. Draw the left shoulder back, lift the gaze up, and then you have these options. Left arm up, left elbow bends. Maybe, let's see how this is working for me today. Right knee bends, left hand reaches back. Ooh. Now, all right, it's intense for me, but I can smooth out the breath. So I'm right at the edge, right? I'm not even pulling the heel towards the hip, although that's available if you're open for it. The more you lift your heart, the more it's going to show up in that right hip flexor. And the more you go down, the more you're going to feel it in that left IT band. Nice. Exhale, let it go. The hands come down, the hips draw back, the left foot steps back. This time, we're going to come into downward facing dog. So spread your fingertips nice and wide, roll over your toes, lift your knees and hips, and you're just going to bend right knee and left knees, just sway from side to side. Shake the head, relax the jaw. Bring the knees down. Table pose. Inhale to cow, exhale to cat. 2 rounds. And then cross at your ankles, roll over your feet. And let's bring the soles of the feet together. Let's start with the hands behind us. And we squeeze shoulder blades together, and we lift the heart. You can even walk your hands a little bit closer together. Butterfly those knees, soften the jaw. And then we make adjustments. Hips closer or farther away from heels, depending on sensation. Once you find it, draw your chin towards your chest, come onto your fingertips. Let's keep a straight spine to start. So let's say belly button towards heels. Movement left and right. And if your shoulders pass your hips, you can take your hands to your feet, ankles, or shins. So soften here first. Relax the knees, soften the groins. If the sensation is enough, you just close your eyes and stay. If you need more, your options are drawing the torso forward, hinging at the waist, not rounding, at least not yet. Elbows could go down towards the groins, and you can even press a little out and down, a little massage of the groins. And then if you want some variation of sensation, movement with the rib cage left and right. So this is straight spine, cobbler's pose. If you want some variation or sensation that may be a little bit different, tuck your chin, round the spine, and think forehead to toes. It's a different version, and it'll give you a different sensation in the body. And that's fine too. Again, the practice is intimacy, finding connection, and making sure that we understand what our body needs, and then we adjust accordingly. Another breath here. Nice. Inhale, come on up. Let's straighten the right leg, and let's take that left knee up. I'm going to give you a couple options. Left foot can be on the floor on the inside of the right leg. That's one option. Left foot can be on the outside of the right thigh or on the outside of the shin. All different versions, all will be different sensations, but make sure that you're taking care of the spine, all right? So no matter where you are with the leg, the left hand comes down and supports the spine for keeping it straight. And then however you want to hold that left knee, could be with the right hand, could be the crease of the elbow, or it could be the right arm over the thigh, right? So some version. But no matter where you are, I want you to pay attention to the spine itself. If there is a sensation that is isolated to one spot where you could point to it and say, ooh, I feel that right there, you're doing too much in the twist or the back bend, right? Or anything that related with the spine. You should have an equal distribution of sensation in the spine, right? Keep in mind that our twists are to find neutrality. We're not trying to fix anything, okay? So I don't want you to over twist. If anything, you're going to be drawing the belly in and up. That's going to be the work where you kind of massage the vital organs, all right? Inhale, come back to center, unfold the legs, give them a little shake, and then let's do the other side. So right knee bends, and just because you did something on one side, you may do something different. So if your lower back is different on different sides, maybe you make modifications with the legs. So right foot down to the floor on the inside, on the outside of the thigh, outside of the shin. And then again, no matter where you are, the right hand comes to the floor by the hip or spine. Could even be farther away depending on where your leg is. Hold that right knee with the left hand, crease of the elbow, or maybe arm over the leg. Find the version that works for you. Draw the belly in. Your drishti, or your gaze, is towards the right thumb, so your chin tucks and it twists a little to the right, so you're open through the back of the neck. Again, sensation in spine, regulate accordingly, and give yourself a couple deep, full breaths. All right, come back to center, unfold the legs, bend both knees, take hands to the backs of the knees, come onto your heels. And now I want you to focus on this, just balance. Yes, you'll be engaging the core, but this is not a core workout. This is a balance posture. So you lean back and you balance, and then you regulate from here. Is it easy, right? If it's a little bit of a challenge to stay on the hips, you stay right here. And then you can kind of challenge yourself by maybe lifting the feet up or straightening the knees, right? And if you want a little bit more, maybe the hands to the floor or extend the arms. And if you're still looking for more, you can play around a little bit by twisting elbow to knee or maybe lowering halfway down and coming on up. And these are all just challenges to balance on the hips, right? So give yourself a moment, and can you do this with some ease in the face and some softness of the breath? And once you're feeling like it's about enough, which is going to be hip flexors and belly, you're going to very slowly lower to the ground until you're flat. And once you get there, scoot yourself to your middle of your mat. Bend your knees, bring your feet to the floor. Separate your feet as wide as your mat. Let your knees fall in towards one another for just a moment. And then gently let those knees drop left and then right. Just kind of bring your awareness to your lower back. Do that a few times. And then we're going to do a bridge pose. So once you're fairly comfortable with the information you have on your back, Then you're going to bring those ankles underneath the knees. Hands, palms up, palms down by the side body. Press your feet down and slowly lift the hips up. Again, that sensation in the spine is something that you want to pay attention to here as well. So again, you can lift up as high as you would like. You can interlace the fingers. But again, if the spine feels something that's isolated, you're going to want to lower the hips down or come out completely, right? Tippy toes are available, chin towards chest, shoulders down and away from the ears. Feel the openness in the heart, the belly, the fronts of the pelvis and thighs. Couple breaths here. And when you are ready, the heels lower down, unwind the fingers, the hips lower down. A windshield wiper, knees from side to side to make sure the lower back is malleable. And then once it is, knees towards belly, chest, squeeze. Or hands to knees and make some circles clockwise, counterclockwise. We're preparing for Shavasana now, so you can move in any way that supports the needs of the body. One of my favorites is Happy Baby before I do it. So hands between the legs as you grab the bottoms of the feet. Invite the knees down. You can play a little bit here. You could also do another spinal twist if you like, or maybe candlestick, so the legs up to the sky. A lot of people like plow pose, so feet up over the head. So give yourself a moment to figure out what your body needs. And then when you are ready, you're going to settle into Shavasana. And I always recommend Shavasana, so try not to skip it. It can be 5, 10, 15 minutes, even 20 minutes. You're just letting that movement, the breath, digest in the body. So get comfortable, and if laying on your back is not comfortable, maybe a seated meditation. This Shavasana is only about 5 minutes, but you're welcome to stay as long as you'd like. Palms can be up as you squeeze the shoulder blades together, external rotation of the thighs so the feet fall open. Draw the chin down a little bit, relax your jaw, close your eyes. Take a nice big inhale through your nose and exhale with a sigh. And through exhalation, the body melts, you surrender and let everything go. There's nothing to do, nothing to fix, nothing even to think about. You can just be free with the mind, free with the breath, and some stillness, some quiet, and just rest. And very slowly bring your awareness to your surroundings and allow your breath to deepen. Gently wiggle your fingers and your toes, roll your wrists and ankles. And as you extend your arms up over your head, stretch your fingers all the way down to your toes. On your exhalation, draw your knees toward your belly. Wrap your arms around your legs, squeeze. Right arm reaches up over your head, roll to your right side. In this fetal position, it's always a representation of you being able to start again. Whatever it is that you need to make sure your life aligns with your inner compass. We check in, a little gratitude for these bodies, for this practice, and for this day. Pressing your hands into the ground, bring yourself up to a comfortable seat. With a nice long spine, take the left hand to the heart and the right hand to the belly. A moment. And take a nice big inhale through your nose and exhale out your mouth. Nice work showing up for your practice today. Namaste. Nice work, yogis. If you like this practice, give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, put it in the comment section below. Please subscribe, and if you want more of these classes or even longer, go to yogawithcarter.com and check out my recorded class vault. You can do that free for 14 days. Hope to see you soon. Peace.